Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for Why the Last Man Season 1, Episode 7. My Mother Saw a Monkey. Yeah, welcome everybody. Let me take care of some business first and then we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that popped up here at the very end. Basically, YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up there just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. Also, if you can, hit that like button, the share button as well. And if you want to know when I'll be on live again next, you hit that bell down below. It's a 50-50 chance of YouTube actually notifying you. Best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule up there. I change it out every week. I just changed it out today. And I also have all the links to my social media on there, my all the links to my pages as well. This Twitter page, this YouTube channel page, my Facebook page, and a Facebook page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. Just want to change that just a little bit there. There we go. Much better. Sorry, I'm a little bit out of it. I got my third vaccine shot yesterday, and I'm suffering from the aches and pains, and I feel like someone worked over my right shoulder with a fucking aluminum baseball bat, quite honestly. So bear with me if I wince in pain every now and then. So, spoiler alert, I am going to spoil the episode. If you have not seen the episode, go and watch it. Come on back. This will be a video. You can comment down below in the comment section. Giving you enough time to go away or pause it or whatever you need to do. Okay. So yeah, this one was a bit tense without having a lot of action to it. It was kind of a weird episode. Philip says this was better than the Walking Dead prison arc. Yes, that's because it was only one episode and not 15 episodes. Philip, that's the reason why. Yeah, we find out what happens with Yorick. Yorick ends up in he wakes up naked in a bed next to another woman, and with his friends nowhere to be found. And understandably, because when the truck that they were in, or the camper van that they were in crashed, because 355 fell asleep behind the wheel. Yorick was trying to show Dr. Mann how he does an escape trick, and he had her tie him up. So when they crashed, they found him tied up, these people, and thought that he was being held prisoner. So yeah, so of course he convinced them otherwise, but he also gives away the big secret. He basically says that yes, he is a male. He doesn't know how he survived. Yes, Ampersand's also a male, and he doesn't know how Ampersand survived either. And yeah, I mean, Jesus, there he gave away the entire farm at this point. And he finds out. Oh, you only saw half the episode? Yeah, it's good, Pen. It's good. He finds out that, of course, all these women were in prison, and they, of course, escaped from prison, opened it up. But that's only half the story. As we're going through this whole thing, we don't realize, well, they don't realize, I should say, Yorick, when he gets reunited finally with Agent 355 and Dr. Mann, that the prisoners, the former prisoners, are like, well, hopefully they don't ask what happened to the guards, and hopefully they don't ask what happened to the people of the town that we're living in right now, is what the prisoners say. So obviously they've done some very bad shit in order to take over and have this utopia they have going on right now. Um, and 355 has a pretty bad concussion going on, and throwing up, all the things that are going on, and everyone's fighting amongst themselves. I mean, Agent 355 is, giving it to Dr. Mann when they're in the prison cell, when they're by themselves in the prison cell, and then when York comes in, it becomes even more contentious, because all he wants to do is help her, kind of as a mea culpa for trying to run away in the previous episode. And she just is like, fuck off. You're a job is what you are, and I don't want to get attached to you, kind of thing, is what she's trying to impart to him, and he's not getting that hint. because we don't get those hints sometimes unless you tell us completely in plain English. And even if you tell us in plain English, sometimes we don't understand either. So that's what happens. Um, I do love how he's trying to fight Agent 355 with the shoelace that she has. And she does take him down, but at a cost to her own self, and she ends up throwing up. And the prisoners have voted, and they're like, well, we're going to release you. If you guys want to leave, you can leave, whatever. But we have a doctor here. They'll take a look at Agent 355 and everything should be good. So, meanwhile, back at the Pentagon, um, Jennifer Brown is outside. She's actually trying to impart some news to everyone that's outside the gates. And who does she see? But she sees Beth. It's been so long since we've seen Beth. I mean, it's been 6 episodes, which feels a lot longer with all the story that we've had. I didn't even recognize her, quite honestly. So Beth, of course, being Yorick's fiance, girlfriend, she never really accepted. So I'm going to say girlfriend or maybe ex-girlfriend. So Jennifer Brown brings her in, of course, and shows her around the place a little bit and what's going on. And Beth takes a shower. She eats some food, doesn't accept any clothing, to go out there, and says, "I got to get back to my friends. See ya, bye." And we see her at the end of the episode. She ends up going outside the gates to a van with some other women inside, and she basically tells them everything that she's seen inside, and which obviously is not good news. So obviously Beth has fallen into a group of some kind, which we'll find out later on what's going on here. Yeah, so there's some bad stuff going on all the way around. I did find the one thing I did find really funny about this episode is when they're in the prison cell and Agent 355 and York are verbally sparring back and forth. And she goes, "I saved your ass from starving to death because all when I found you, all you were doing was starving in that New York apartment, writing sob stories to your girlfriend. You would have died there." And I loved Dr. Mann's reaction to it was she kind of like laughs, but doesn't like laugh out loud. She just kind of like this. And that is actually one of the funniest scenes you actually see Diana Bang doing that. The way she did that is absolutely spot on perfect. I mean, it was a nice little scene right there. Go back and watch it if you haven't seen it. And it's funny. It's just this little tiny bit of acting among three people inside a room that actually works really, really well. So great acting. Again, it moves the story. Oh, and also the other thing I keep forgetting before I forget here, we also get that Kimberly finds out that Yorick is still alive, that her mother was not hallucinating, that Marla was not hallucinating. Marla is pretty much pissed off that everyone treated her like she was hallucinating, but no one else believes her, of course, other than Kimberly, because Kimberly likes falling for conspiracy theories anyway. And Marla ends up jumping off the roof of the Pentagon. Yeah, she writes Kimberly a note and jumps off the roof of the Pentagon, killing herself. So yeah, there we go. Not before, of course, she's like, "Why did your son live and not my husband or my grandkids or blah blah, all this stuff." Of course, she does this in the war room, makes a big scene out of it, and everyone kind of writes it off as her being crazy. So there you go. And yes, Penn, I'm really liking Dr. Mann. Diana Bang is doing a great job. She's doing a bang up job. No, I know she's probably heard that fucking all her life. I'm sorry if you're watching this, Diana, and you've seen that. That I didn't mean that really. You're doing a great job. Um, like I said, she is playing pretty much like a really weird scientist. I've seen these kind of people before, and she's actually doing a really good job of portraying almost kind of a very eccentric scientist without going overboard on it. That's the one thing that most actors do when they're doing eccentric scientists is they tend to really exaggerate it. And she's not. She's reining it in. She's bringing it just at that line that you need to have it. And I like what she's doing with it. Same thing with Ashley Roman and Agent 355. She's doing a great job. I mean, just fucking nailing it completely. And, you know, I gotta go back to, Yorick to, Ben, excuse me, of course, our lead here, Ben, Schnetzer. He's just fucking annoying. He really is. And I guess that is Yorick for the most part, is just being really fucking annoying. And, after the fact, so when Agent 355 is being put to bed, after being seen by the doctor, given some medication and all that stuff, she warns him and says, "Don't tell anybody anything about you, and especially that one girl, that's been hanging around with you," kind of thing. And he's like, "Okay." He's already spilled the beans already. All of this shit. He's already said everything to everybody. They know he's a real man. They know that Ampersand's actually male as well. So, yeah, he's pretty much fucked everything. And if Agent 355 knew this, she would probably, once she was better, go on a killing spree and murder everyone in that damn village. So, yeah, just keep the secret. Uh, Philip says the woman screaming at the end seemed overdone. Those two didn't act that close before this. They're mother and daughter, Philip. Um, they were mother and daughter. So that was the whole thing. And yes, they didn't build up their relationship all that well, but it was 6 episodes that they had together. That was it. Or 7 episodes if you count this one. So you got that they were mother and daughter, and so, Marla, the woman who, of course, jumped to her death, was the first lady. Uh, Kimberly was her daughter, who was always trying to vie for some kind of political aspirations, trying to get her foot in the door, but, through nepotism or whatever, and wasn't able to do so because she's a dingbat. I'm just gonna say that right flat out. I mean, she loves conspiracy theories and gossip and all kinds of shit. She had her TV show, right? The TV show that she was on or something like that. That yeah. So there you go. It just didn't work. They seemed estranged. No, no. I mean, maybe aloof, that kind of thing, but no, it's just her mother went off the deep end, of course, after the first episode, after everyone, after her husband died, obviously, and her grandchildren, and, uh, she lost, her mind, really is what happened. So that could be the reason why you think they seem estranged. They really didn't have a chance to build up the mother-daughter bond. This story is moving fairly quickly compared to the comic. The comic moves at a glacial pace almost compared to how this, series is moving, and I'm liking that they're actually speeding things up a bit, because we need that with this story, and like I said, I don't think this is gonna last more than 2 seasons now at this point, just because, of the way they're doing this, and again, we have 10 episodes this season, so, um yeah, we're at episode 7 right now, and, yeah, we have 3 more episodes. That's it, and then we're done. But good stuff, looking forward to next week, see what happens here. Hopefully, they stick the landing at the end of the season, so, we get a season 2 out of this so we can wrap things up, and I'm thinking that's where they're gonna go with it. You just know that Kimberly is gonna be the one that, spills the proverbial bean. She's probably gonna bring it over to Regina Oliver because we didn't have anything going on with Regina Oliver this episode. So, Kimberly's gonna be the one to do this shit and, run with it. So, yeah. And in the meantime, Jennifer Brown, of course, is still putting pressure on Agent 355 by, having the military kinda going after her, but not kinda reining them back a little bit as well. So, yeah, we're getting there. I kinda like what they're doing, in that respect as well. Um, and of course, all this pressure being put on Christine, Christine's gonna snap at some point. So with the whole pregnancy and then also keeping the secret of Yorick, And yeah, I'm fairly sure there's going to be some consequences to pay there at some point. So, with that said, what else do I have going on this week? Well, glad you asked that question. Tomorrow is going to be another episode of Is It Worth My Time? This time around, it's Squid Game. That's right. Everyone keeps asking me to cover Squid Game, so Squid Game it is. Wednesday, I'm going to be off. Thursday is going to be a new episode of Doom Patrol. That's right, Doom Patrol on Thursday. Friday, I'll be off. Saturday will be Saturday Morning Blast Off, where I take the genre news of the weekend and genre stuff you guys want to talk about. We talk about it. Sunday will be spoiler alert. Sorry, I just blanked. I know I wasn't there yesterday for a spoiler alert. I had to cancel and I didn't say anything. Sorry about that. But yeah, I just had a whole bunch of shit going on. And then also the vaccine that I got, the third vaccine shot took hold of me and I had to sleep for a little while. So, and then of course, Monday rolls back around again to Why the Last Man. There we go. And as Penn has put up there, take a look over at suspendedfanimation.com for the schedule that's up there. I have all my schedules up there and all the links to my social media, as well as all the links to my pages as well. Cool. So, thank you to everybody joining me tonight in the chat, and thank you if you made it this far in the video. Again, if you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. If you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there, and also the like button and the share button. And you can also see when I'm going to be on live again next by hitting that bell down below. Or, since YouTube really sucks about actually notifying people, go to suspendedfanimation.com and take a look at it there. There we go. All right. With that said, I'm going to let you guys go for the evening. Thank you to everybody who joined me tonight in the chat. I will see you again tomorrow for Is It Worth My Time? Squid Game. Netflix's Squid Game. Until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may end up, I don't know, finding yourself needing to use shoelaces as a weapon, which is never a good thing. Trust me on that. Until then, I will see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Stay safe, be well, take care, wear those masks, get those vaccine shots, and stay safe out there. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again tomorrow. Have a good night.